That controller can only mean one thing. We're playing the Atari 2600 Junior. And on today's episode, we're playing Gorf. Released in 1981 by Midway, or CBS Video Games. And Gorf stands for Galactic Orbiting Robot Force. And as you can see right here, this is one of the earlier 2600 games, and the front label, there's nothing really fancy about it whatsoever. It's nothing but a bunch of words. You do have a little image of the Atari 2600 controller right there. And it does appear that you have 4 missions, and supposedly each mission is a different game completely. So you have Astro Battles, which is a Space Invaders clone. Laser Attack, which I'm not exactly sure what that game is. I never actually tried that. Space Warp, same thing. I never tried that one. And Flagship. And in the arcade version, there was also a 5th mission called Galaxian, which was a Galaxian clone, and that was left out of the console version of the game due to copyright issues. You have the copyright 1981 Bailey Midway, and it is a CBS video game cartridge, but it was definitely a Midway game. And these cartridges right here were, instead of black, they were gray. I believe these cartridges had the same exact molding as your standard 2600 black cartridges, except it was just a gray color instead, so there's nothing really fancy about this at all. So let's pop in Gorf and let's try it out. We'll see how hard this game is. So you can see right there on the first try, Gorf works perfectly fine. And yeah, this is the first mode in the game right here, basically like a Space Invader clone. Let me see if I can turn the sound down a little bit, so I know it's going to be a little bit loud. Alright, so as you can see here, it definitely looks very much like Space Invader. Look at this. It's basically the same as Space Invader. I mean, look at this. Pretty sure that Namco, I believe Space Invader is just made by Namco. They probably weren't too happy about that. Yeah! That was, what the hell? That was, pretty close. What the hell is that? And then it automatically gets much harder real quick. Like, holy crap. Oh my god. Yeah! Made it to the 3rd level, somehow. Holy crap. What is that thing? Oh, everything blew up and the whole screen turned white. It's a very huge, bright explosion. And this, I don't know what this is. This spacecraft has some sort of depth where it's coming from the background to the foreground. So they kind of make it have that illusion like it's flying from way, way out and it's coming in forward. That's actually pretty cool. Let's see if we can kill this thing. And this game came out in 1981. For you know, a game that came out what, 37 years ago. It's hard to believe that this is 37 years old, but yeah, for a game that came out that long ago, yeah, this is actually pretty good so far. And the first time I played this game, it was definitely very, very difficult, and it still is. I'm doing a little bit better than what I did at the time, and I think I just got killed. What the hell? I got killed again. Yeah, so this is mode 1. It's basically a Space Invader clone. I believe I died. So let's try mode 2. Okay. How the hell do you change modes in this game? So if you turn it off, turn it back on. Honestly, I have no idea. The mode change is not working for me. But maybe it's just a mission. Maybe once you get past this level, you're automatically on mission 2. And mission 2 is quite a bit different than the first one here. Space Invaders took off. Maybe that's what they mean. So you have to, one by one, systematically beat each level. And I lost right there. And maybe this right here is this. Is the second. Oh. Man, this is not easy. Okay, so I'm assuming that this is either the second mission or the third mission. I have no idea what the hell's going on, to be honest. Yeah, but this is the Gorf on the Atari 2600, and it's definitely a shooter. There's not too many shooters that I'm actually good at. The only one that I'm halfway decent at is River Raid. And as you can see here, I'm using the Atari 2600 standard controller. You see here, move back and forth. And this particular portion of the game is not easy, to say the least. Supposedly the arcade version of this game had speech synthesizer, some speech chip in it, where it actually spoke to you like a robot, which is quite interesting. But on the Atari 2600 version, I don't think it's capable of doing that. But it's still, for Atari standards, for the 2600 standards, it's still pretty good. And right here we start over, Space Invaders. You pretty much think of this as Space Invaders. It's basically what this is right here. So, and immediately once you get past this portion of the game, it changes drastically. Alright. Oh, there's like two guys left over there. What the heck? Oh, what the hell? I got shot. So you can see this portion of the game right here is not the typical Space Invader type thing that we had going on in the first portion. You had these guys flying at you and trying to kill you. I'm pretty sure they got that from something. And I did real quick. I only have 1,000 points. So yeah, this is Gorf on the Atari 2600. It's not too bad. It's a basic shooter. I'm pretty sure there wasn't. Oh, there was probably a handful of shooters on the Atari 2600, but this came out in '81, so you know, back in '81, I'm pretty sure there wasn't like a whole lot of stuff available yet. So, handful of games, but I think '82 and '83 is when the Atari 2600 saw like a huge influx of games. So I would imagine that, yeah, this game was probably a decent treat to have back in the day. It was pretty much something like what you would see in an arcade. And I must say that the if you look at the actual spaceship right here, the spaceship that you control, it has quite a bit of detail on it for 2600 standards. I can actually see at least 2 different shades of blue pixels, and the same thing with the gold, yellow looking pixels. There's at least 2 different shades of yellow, and the back end of it's red, which I'm assuming that's supposed to be fire. Possibly, I'm not sure, but that actually has some pretty decent detail on it. So you have to give credit where credit's due. The graphics on the actual spaceship that you control actually looks quite impressive. It almost has the detail like from an 8-bit game almost, which I'm not sure if you can call the 2600 an 8-bit console. It's probably 4-bit. One more. Yeah, take that, you son of a bitch. Alright. And this is where things get crazy real quick, so you have to be real careful. Oh, I ran into it. What the hell was that? So that's what we're missing in this episode. What the hell was that? Alright, let's see if we can play this right here. I'm not a big fan of shooters, but yeah, this is actually not bad. It's okay. Gorf is actually an okay game. See, we made it to the, I believe, the 3rd stage here. And then at the third stage, we have, instead of enemy flying back and forth, we have an enemy flying from the background towards you. It's quite interesting. Now, if I can make it past this stage, we can see what the fourth one looks like, but I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to make it that far. It's like, gets hard quite easily. I mean, not easily, but you know what I mean. It gets very, very hard. Yeah, as you can see, it knocked me to the first level. But as I mentioned before, the game gets very, very hard, very, very quick. So yeah, this is Gorf. If you enjoyed this episode of Memory Lane, don't forget to comment down below. And yeah, don't forget to give a thumbs up if you wish to see some more Atari videos and Memory Lane videos. And pretty soon you'll be seeing some NES Memory Lanes eventually in the future. Come over here, you son of a bitch. Yeah, I took that.